the difference between 10 watt and 20 watt models? How they can M2 cut? Can you cut acrylic? Wow, there's lots of questions. Hi everyone, I'm Zella, product manager of M2. In our last 2 videos, we cover everything about M2's printing and engraving. Today, we are tackling all your cutting questions. By the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to know about the M2. Before we jump into today's cutting test, there's one thing we want to talk about first: safety. Because we know when you hear laser cutter, the first thing that probably comes to mind is this thing actually safe to my home? And honestly, that's a fair question. Most laser machines are wide open, no enclosure, no protection. You are just hoping nothing goes wrong. The M2 is different. Its features are fully enclosed Class 1 design. The laser filters both 415 nanometers blue and 1064 nanometers infrared laser light, protecting you from exposure while also keeping the smoke contained. Open the lid mid-operation. The laser passes automatically. What's more, a dedicated third camera, powered by professional AI flame detection, continuously monitors for anything unusual. And whenever you want, you can check the light feed to see exactly what happened inside. Extra peace of mind from start to finish. The most common question people ask when choosing the M2 is, should I get the 10 watt or the 20 watt? A lot of people assume that 20 watt can cut more types of materials, but that's actually not true. Those modules can process exactly the same materials: paper, wood, steel, fabric, acrylic. Basically, if the 20 watts can cut it, the 10 watts can too. The real difference comes down to just 2 things: cutting speed and maximum cutting thickness. So today, we like putting them head-to-head with real materials. I prepared the most common wood scraps they use. Here's something many beginners don't know. Most scrap boards on the market are actually plywoods or MDF boards. Different surface textures and colors are similar internal structures. Let's start with the most common, 3mm plywoods and MDF board. The standard thickness for kitchens, fridge magnets, and small items. Can you tell which one was cut by which module? Probably not. Because in terms of cutting quality, there is basically no difference. Both cut clean in a single pass, and both leave smooth edges. Thin plywood is one thing. What about the thicker boards? Let's try 8mm basswood plywood. Let's compare the results. The 10 watts successfully cuts through the material, but you can see it's noticeably slower. The 20 watt finish almost twice faster. And the important thing is, those complete the cuts in the single pass. However, 8mm is essentially the one-pass limit for the 10 watts, where the 20 watt can cut up to 10mm in a single pass. Why does one-pass cutting matter? Because every additional pass means more heat. That usually might result in more smoke standing on the surface, wider curved lines, or more edge charring. Here's the comparison between the one-pass cut and multi-pass cut with the 10 watts on 8mm. You can clearly see the difference. However, multiple cuts can provide more stable cutting through performance, avoiding partial non-cut-through caused by the influence of the woodboard's own material on a single cut, and also offer the cutting thickness that exceeds the limit of a single cut. So, how thick can each module actually cut? Let's push them to their limits. We will use the recommended settings for each material, and we'll judge the results based on 2 factors: complete cut-throughs and the best possible edge quality. See now, the 20 watt advantage grows with the thickness. Same thickness, 20 watts finish in one pass, while 10 watts need 2 to 3. Same number of passes, 20 watts cut thicker. But here's the best part: you don't need to memorize any of this. M2's smart material library does it for you. Just load the material, flag in the software, and optimal settings are to apply. Beginners know it on the first try. So, which should you pick? Go 10 watt if you mainly make cuts, puzzle, dog signs, wood boxes, home decor, edit products. The 10 watt handles all of this perfectly. Go 20 watt if you batch products, cut thick box, or tackle large projects. The changing one saves serious time. A few quick tips are this. When cutting wood, always secure it with our 4 magnetic fixtures. They keep the board elevated for proper airflow, and they actually outperform honeycomb boards for wood cutting because they maintain better air circulation. And to prevent charring, apply masking tape to both sides before cutting. Forgot the tape? No problem. Use a cleaning eraser made of sandpaper on one side after cutting to reduce burn marks. Also, if you are worried about the cut pieces falling and getting damaged by the laser when you're cutting wood boards, you can use the tab generator feature. Just enable it in the software, and the pieces will stay connected to the board with small taps until you gently break them free after the job is done. Now that we've finished wood, you are probably wondering, what about acrylic? Can M2 make those beautiful translucent slide, ornaments, and kitchens? The answer is yes, but not every color. Here's why. The M2 uses the 415 nanometers Blue Diode laser, which means the material has to absorb laser energy before it can be cut. Generally speaking, cast acrylic cuts better than extruded acrylic, and for most standard acrylics of the market. The more transparent or lighter the color, white, light blue, pale blue, the weaker the absorption, the harder it is to cut. Dark colors like black, deep red, and dark green, much easier. Of course, there's some exception. Some manufacturers make acrylic that's specifically designed for diode lasers. Even though these shades still look like transparent or blue, they've been specially formulated to absorb blue laser light much more efficiently. So, if you are shopping for acrylic, simply look for a product label for diode lasers. And if you are using Atom, you can even search compatible acrylic directly in the material lab, where we are already testing materials that work well with the M2. Beyond color, transparency also affects cutting performance. See that? The light goes straight through, like punching air. It won't cut, and it could actually damage your base plate. What about semi-transparent? Well, it's complicated. There are so many shades, slightly darker, slightly lighter, different brands, even different batches from the same brand can behave differently. But the color charts we just showed should give you a rough guide. What about opaque acrylic? This gives you the widest range of textures and visual effects. For cutable colors, still refer to the chart I showed earlier. Now, let's make a cute home decor. Now, let's talk about cutting thickness, based on our testing. And here's another thing you'll notice. Like acrylic is basically the champion at absorbing the blue laser light. Same power, thicker cut. One thing we have to mention, air filtration. Acrylic isn't like wood or fabric. When you cut it, it releases strong fumes. If you only cut acrylic once in a while, venting out the window works fine. But if you do it regularly, get an air purifier, any product compatible with the M2, your workspace will feel completely different. And clean air means you can focus on creating. Now, you might think, I've mastered the hard stuff. Paper, felt, fabric, leather. This should be the breeds, right? Let's start with the favorite among sewing and home DIY enthusiasts, felt. M2 can easily support most and commonly used color with a thickness of 5 mm or less, such as the material used to make these increasing pendants, ornaments, and bags. While on different color, M2 can demonstrate more excellent cutting capabilities. For example, this decorated panel is made of 9 mm felt, which is the maximum thickness of felt that M2 can cut. But here's something interesting. Different colors or same color but different brands of felt don't always cut the same way. That's because different dyes and fiber compositions absorb laser energy differently. Some colors cut perfectly in one pass, others may need additional passes. Here's a completely chart from all the colors we've tested. Take a look and see how your favorite colors perform. One more thing, soft materials don't stay flat like wood or acrylic. So instead of magnetic features, we recommend using a knife blade bed for soft materials. It helps the material firmly in place, reduces charring, and gives you much cleaner results. something you might not expect. The M2 cuts fabric too, not just cuts efficiently. If you've ever done sewing, you know the traditional drill. Pick fabric, clean paper pattern, trace lines, hand cuts, overlock edges, then finally start sewing. On with the M2, design in software, no tracing needed. Cut and sew edges all in one go. Of course, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, avoid cutting too small or overly intricate patterns on fabric. When the leaves gets too fine, the tiny threads can break after laser processing. Second, skip lace. The cut edges tend to stick together and melt. Third, be cautious with very long or very soft pipe fabrics. Think long staple cotton. The fibers can fuse and stick at the cut line. However, with the right setting, you can still engrave them beautifully. Let's move to leather. If you are into making notebook covers, backtags, wallets, or personal life gifts, laser cutting makes the whole process fast and effortless. What about paper? As we keep saying, if it's TVC-free, your laser will cut it faster, bigger, and more precisely than blades. And the best part, no weeding. Unlike blade cutters, you don't have to worry about delicate pieces tearing during cleanup. But since the Blue Diode laser cuts by vaporizing the material, raising the paper slightly to improve airflow underneath, helps reduce scorch marks and gives you cleaner edges. Regarding case cuts, they usually produce cleaner edges than full cuts, but they are also more sensitive to different paper types. xTool Studio includes recommended settings, and the parameter array features makes it easy to fine-tune them for your specific paper. But if you see a little residue after cutting, simply wipe it away with the rubber side of the magic eraser, or use the cleaning wipe or isopropyl alcohol for a hazy paper. And one last tip, for some HTV, like wipe-proof HTV or rainbow glitter HTV, the 3-watt IR laser can deliver even cleaner cuts than the Blue Diode laser. So here's the thing, the M2 doesn't just cut wood and acrylic, from paper to felt, leather, and debris. It covers virtual aerial material a crafter makes every day. And think about this, steps are used to take tracing, cutting, overlocking, weeding, and multiple processes. Now, done in one go. Our goal has always been to help you spend less time worrying about the process and more time enjoying the joy of creating. Now, it's your turn. Then start journeying with M2 and happy making.